With your CIGTV news update, I'm Jay Earhart in for Donna Bush. In our top story today marks the 14th anniversary of Hurricane Ivan's arrival in the Cayman Islands. In September of 2004, Ivan pounded the Cayman Islands with its eye, eventually passing 21 miles southwest of Grand Cayman. The hurricane carried with it an 8 to 10 foot storm surge and 150-mile-an-hour sustained winds, making it a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It caused billions of dollars in damage to the islands that it came in contact with, including Grand Cayman. In the years since, then government has made significant strides in developing its capacity to respond to such incidents. To find out more about our current capability, CIGTV spoke to officials from Hazard Management and Cayman Islands National Weather Service.
We've come a long way since 2004 in Hurricane Ivan days. Back then the Hazard Management at Cayman Islands wasn't actually established. It was established in 2007. So we had the National Hurricane Committee, which dealt with all the hurricane incidents. But of course this finished at the all clear. Now obviously the recovery and response phase is a very, very important phase. And Hazard Management deals with this as well as all hazards. We've come a long way in regards to equipment. We also have come a long way in regards to CERT teams. I mean, CERT teams, the community emergency response teams, have a crucial role to play in any disaster, as well as the voluntary agencies that we deal with now, who often cater towards the relief distribution, and also it's a multi-agency approach, so it's not just different organisations operating in silo. It's very much a multi-agency approach to all relief response and so forth.
Another really significant development, I think, for hazard management has been the ramping up of training for first responders. Nearly every year we've been doing things like mass casualty management training, incident command systems, which helps us work together more cohesively. When you're dealing with a multi-agency response where you've got police, fire, EMS, and different agencies working together, you need to coordinate it. You need to know who's the on-scene commander, what needs to be done. And so by having these annual trainings and exercises, we just work together more efficiently, more naturally, and combined with our new communication system, the ultra-high frequency radio, where we're all interconnected and connected to the NEOC as well. It just gives us more capacity, more ability to respond effectively.
Director General of the National Weather Service, Mr. John Tibbet, says that his agency has made strides in its readiness over the last 14 years.
First of all, the two big happenings, or the two big events that happened right after Ivan was the creation, first of all, Hazard Management Cayman Islands, and then second of all, perhaps people didn't hear about it as much, and that is we became a National Weather Service. We've also added a number of staff over that time period, including our own technical section, and we are moving along. We've just recently added our new weather satellite system, which gives us a lot of new tools to work with. One of the tools is lightning detection, so we can actually see, detect lightning before it comes to the Cayman Islands. We can see the strikes as the system is progressing towards our direction. There are a lot of tools that are going to come out of the satellite system, and we're still working through getting a lot of those in and learning exactly what the system can do for us.
In 2004, Ivan was the 10th most intense Atlantic hurricane ever recorded. In our final story, 24 students started the new academic year with bags of confidence, thanks to the generosity of the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman Sunrise. The Service Club donated a car full of colorful backpacks with school supplies for distribution by the Department of Children and Family Services to deserving students. Multi-agency Safeguarding Hub Social Work Manager Tiffany Miles, who accepted the backpacks, thanked the Rotary Club for their act of kindness. Well, as always, if you missed today's news update, you can get all of the details on our Facebook and YouTube pages. And don't forget to tune in to Radio Cayman's For the Record and Talk Today shows. I'm Jay Earhart. Thanks for watching. Well, at least
know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman boaters use channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
The Esterly-Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.